Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more of the Pillars of the Earth. So we've talked to our brother Francis, and we now have a new quest, and that is to find out where a missing knight that was carrying an important document has gone to. So let's try and find that mystery. So the first place I'm going to look, as it makes a logical sense to do so, is the...
This priory is so much bigger than our small cell in the forest.
Okay, we just got a map as well. Let's go ahead and open the map. This is going to be very useful, as it gives us an idea of the layout of the priory. So, we're going to go to the toll hut. Because if this knight came in, then more than likely they came across the bridge and they talked to Brother Paul, which is the normal person that runs the toll hut, as we kind of got that indicated earlier. Before I do that, though, I'd like to... Well, no, let's go straight there. I think that's a good idea. So, other places we can take a look at. So, we're here in the forecourt. We have the kitchen over here. We were told by Cuthbert, and I can't remember the other guy's name. It was Milius, I believe, to go see them later. So that's something we're going to want to do at some point. We have the guest house, which we have no ability to interact with. We have the House of the Prior over here. We have the Cathedral, which we just left. There's a crypt. We have the chapter house. And this is the cloister area with the garden that we were in earlier. So this is how we came in. Well, actually, or is it here? I guess it's right here that is... Yeah, well, in any case, this is the alternate entrance that we went into. So we came in here, and then we went in here to enter the cathedral before, or perhaps it was the other way around. I'm not exactly sure, but somehow we got into the cathedral. So now we can go out the front entrance, and that's what we've done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the gate to the village, to the toll hut, to talk to Brother Paul if he's there. So that's the idea. And it looks like our pony is now at the stable. It does crack me up a little bit how quickly Philip moves around in the village. It's like on fast forward. So there's not a whole lot else to interact with here in the village. So we'll just go straight back to where we were before. And it does look like Brother Paul is there now, so we can talk to him. Freezing. Tries not to let it show. Too cold for someone his age. So, it gives us a little bit of insight. Oh, there's a path over here, too. We might want to check that out, although I don't know if it's of importance. It's somewhere I have not been, so we'll take a look at that here. It's possible it won't let me go that way, though. At least not yet.
Brother Paul?
Philip. Ouch. Oh.
Okay, so let's be nice first. Let's inquire about Paul's foot.
What's wrong with your foot, Brother Paul?
Oh, just a chilblain. It will ease when the spring comes.
You should have a fire.
It's all right. It's not that cold.
Don't take it lightly. Many will die this winter for lack of food or shelter.
Remigius thinks the Lord is testing us. Only the sinners perish.
No, the poor perish, and those that he has freezing out here.
Don't say anything to Remigius, will you? If he thinks I've been complaining, he'll be displeased.
Okay, let's ask him about the knight.
Have you heard about a knight in Kingsbridge?
A knight? Oh, yeah. Yes. He was just lying by the road, just a mile away from the priory. He must have fallen from his horse.
Where is he now?
He died. We buried him in the cemetery.
Did he have a name? Did he say anything?
Oh, he could not speak. But the look in his eyes told me he was afraid. I held his hand and prayed with him while he died.
Did the knight have anything with him?
There was a letter I gave it to Prior James. Remigius will probably burn it with the rest of James's papers. James insisted that all his books and documents shall be burnt after his death, except for his Bible.
What? The new prior will need those documents?
Sometimes I wonder if it was because of that letter. A few days later, Prior James fell through the ice. Right here. Philip, maybe I brought a curse on Kingsbridge.
Let's quote scripture here.
For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Have faith in the Lord, Brother Paul. You did well.
Thank you, Philip.
Alright, Francis Knight had a letter with him. It's probably in the prior's room. Okay, so now the plot has thickened quite a bit here. I apologize though. It appears that the music is a little loud as it seemed to be overpowering the dialogue a little bit there. So let's turn it down some. Alright, so there was a letter on the night, and Prior James had that letter, and a few days later, he is now dead. So, very suspicious indeed. Now we have the hole in the ice, and it's something we can interact with. At least I don't think we could interact with it before.
James, I pray for you that when you stand before God, He will look upon you with mercy.
Okay. So now we have a new clue. But before we do that, let's go path between the trees. I want to see if there's anything over here. As there was something on the map I noticed as well. It said something like a clearing. It does appear that we can go here. A limestone, rough stone, poking out from the ground. If I were a mason, it might be of use to me. But a few nuts left, judging by the track scrolls, are interested as well. Well, it looks like it's something we can interact with, so let's go ahead and do that. You never know. It looks like it goes into our inventory. Okay, nothing else to interact with, although we can use...
The shape of these stones is always proof to me that the Lord has created all this, as are the shapes of leaves and snail shells. God has made them and has made them well.
Okay, so I don't know where this will be important. As I said, I have not been here before, but I figured it was worth taking a look at as we were over here anyway. Okay, so we can go to the mill if we want, and I figure this is not a bad time to go do that. So let's go to the mill to see what's there. Okay, so there's more than one path for the mill. This is something that I think I missed the first time I was through this area, because I think there's another way through, or perhaps I'm mistaken. Okay, so...
And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food. And it was so.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the mill door. Get out of my way, sheep.
Why is this locked?
Okay, so that's something we're going to have to take a look at later. So we have two paths here, path to the cloister and path to the village. Well, I figure we'll go to the cloister at this point because I don't see a reason to go to the village. This is something we're going to have to take a look at later, for sure. Its importance, though...
No, we are the temple.
But why a church then?
Okay, so that's the door to the cathedral.
Why do we create temples if we are the temple? Isn't it almost arrogant to try and build a greater temple?
Don't say that.
Well, you know where the prior's room is.
Why not?
We wouldn't be here if it weren't for the cathedral.
I want to...
It feeds.
I think we'll go there first. So, according to the map, that's going to be... in behind. So, we can look at the map now. And we're here. Stables are here. So the House of the Prior is here. So we're going to have to go into the behind area to be able to access that. And there's also a cemetery back there, it appears. Although we could have talked to Francis first, but I think we'll see about the letter. We have some things here. So this is the House of the Prior. Let's go ahead and talk to this guy first. Well, let's get some information about him, though. Probably Doug Grave or James, but James' grave is empty. How many empty graves are here? So, ooh, is he questioning whether or not there are other disappearances?
Brother Arnaldus, how are you?
Huh? What?
How are you? Are you well?
Oh, Brother Philip. Yes, I am well. It's just that the dead won't stay in the ground.
What?
The dead. It's probably those badgers always digging up the graves.
Okay.
Do not rebuke an older man, but encourage him, as you would a father.
What was that?
Scripture, Brother Arnaldus.
What?
All is well. Do not mind me.
So he's a little senile. Okay, we have the novices. I recognize this guy down here.
My father gave the priory a good deal of land to keep me fed. I won't eat salted fish all day.
Me neither.
Shall we go into the cellar again tonight?
Yes, Brother Marcus. You still have old Cuthbert's keys?
Indeed I do. I hid them right in the church. Stuffed them in the large crack in the wall.
I could do some crack stuffing myself.
I bet you could.
All right, now you know why I didn't give that guy the cheese when I first met him. So one of the novices said he hid Cuthbert's keys in the crack in the cathedral. So now we know the importance of the crack. Now we can find those keys there. But before we do that, we're already here. We might as well go into the House of the Prior and see what we can find.
I asked not to be disturbed.
Brother Remigius, I'm sorry I interrupted your service.
You mean Prior James's service?
Quite so. I heard he fell through the ice. Horrible.
Yes. I was the one who found his rosary by the river.
Were you now?
Now let me continue my work.
Did you choke him with the rosary first? Alright, so we can inquire about the prior's demise, ask to see the documents, report Brother Marcus, key thief. Oh yeah, okay, so that's the novice is Brother Marcus. And then we can just leave. Well, let's inquire about the prior's demise first.
Why would Prior James walk out onto the river at night?
He was chased.
Chased? By whom?
The accuser.
But why would the devil be chasing him?
Better to not get involved in all this, hmm? Don't you have your own priory cell to run?
Yeah, he doesn't sound evil at all. No. Okay. Let's ask about the devil, though. I want to know more about what's going on here. I don't think I'm going to turn in Brother Marcus just yet, but...
You really believe the devil killed the prior?
Some of the brothers do, and I respect their beliefs. We may never know what happened, and that's that. Now let me get back to my work.
But spreading that idea about the fact that the devil was responsible seems to be more coming from him than anyone else. So, other brothers might feel that way, but were you the one that brought it up first? Alright, well, let's ask to see the documents. It's a little bit of a dangerous proposition, as it lets them know that we're interested, but we have our own reasons of why we want to see it.
I would like to take a look at Prior James's documents.
And why is that, Brother Philip?
Well, our little cell has given much to the Mother House. I would like to ensure that all is accounted for.
So you do not trust us, Philip, is that it?
The state of this priory...
The state of this priory is the concern of the Prior of Kingsbridge.
I still would like to see the prior's documents.
They will be burned tonight.
I heard about that.
It was Prior James's last wish. I'm following his request.
But the new prior will be lost without the ledgers and contracts.
After the election, I'll be the new prior.
For now, you are not. Only the chapter meeting can decide on these matters.
Of course. Brother Andrew will surely understand why you would go against James's last request.
Okay, so now we have to talk to someone else about the chapter meeting and trying to save...
If you really want to be of help, look for Brother Cuthbert's keys. He's getting old, misplacing them all the time.
Okay, so we can ask about the chapter meeting, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and leave. And as I said, I'm going to hold off reporting just yet. I have some other things I want to take a look at first. So this gave us a little bit of more insight of what the problem with burning all of the previous prior's papers are. It's not just the letter, although that might be the reason why it's being burned, but it's also all of the financial documents and what have you that the priory has are also going to be burned along with it. And that's a problem beyond just the fact that we'd lose the letter itself that, according to our brother, is of importance. Now, it's possible that our brother is manipulating us as well, so there is danger in this from multiple sides, not just Remigius, who is more clearly appearing to be evil, although we don't know his motives. I could guess that maybe he's the one that killed Prior James in some kind of plot. It's possible that Prior James did kill himself. I mean, that is always a possibility. Perhaps what he saw in that letter caused him distress. Maybe that's the reason why the priory's fallen into disrepair. Granted, from what it sounded like, he saw that letter a few days before his death. So it's not like he had it for a long period of time, but it's possible it caused him such distress that he killed himself, and now requested that it be burned so that nobody else learns of the news that is in that letter. So it is possible That is what happened as well. So we have a few different things to take a look at. But before we do any of that, I'm going to go ahead and head over to the kitchen. But I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Melsgunner signing out.